cheat codes, written and published by Ngasline. Beyond the tired mantras of hustle culture and get-rich-quick schemes lies a more nuanced truth about wealth creation that successful people rarely discuss openly. These aren't conventional cheat codes, in the traditional sense, but rather strategic principles that reshape the entire game of wealth building, patterns that emerge repeatedly in the stories of self-made millionaires across diverse industries and backgrounds. The real secret isn't about finding shortcuts, but about understanding the hidden leverage points in modern economies that allow for exponential rather than linear growth. Through careful study of wealth creation patterns, we find that extraordinary financial success often comes not from working harder, but from fundamentally changing the rules of engagement, spotting arbitrage opportunities, understanding regulatory advantages, and positioning oneself at the confluence of emerging trends before they become obvious to the masses. Lesson 1. Money moves to smart shortcuts. Money has a natural tendency to flow toward efficiency, much like water flowing downhill. This fundamental principle governs wealth creation and explains why certain individuals seem to accumulate wealth more easily than others. They've learned to position themselves along these natural pathways of financial flow and capitalize on high-leverage opportunities that others often overlook. Understanding money's natural flow begins with recognizing that wealth gravitates toward solutions that provide the greatest value with the least resistance. This isn't about cutting corners or finding questionable shortcuts. Rather, it's about identifying and utilizing legitimate paths of least resistance that already exist in the market. Think of how Amazon revolutionized shopping by eliminating the need to visit physical stores, or how PayPal simplified online payments when traditional banking was too cumbersome. High leverage opportunities exist in every market and industry, but they're not always obvious at first glance. These opportunities typically emerge at intersection points where problems meet solutions, where inefficiencies meet innovations, or where traditional methods meet modern technologies. The key is developing the ability to spot these convergence points before they become obvious to everyone else. The principle of least effort states that nature, including human systems, will automatically seek the path of minimum resistance to achieve any goal. Applied to wealth creation, this means looking for ways to create maximum value with minimal input. Consider how software companies can create a product once and sell it millions of times with virtually no additional effort, or how real estate investors can use other people's money to control valuable assets. Recent case studies illustrate this principle in action. Take the story of Patrick Collison and his brother John, who founded Stripe after recognizing that online payment processing was needlessly complex. They created a simpler solution that now processes billions in transactions annually. Their success wasn't about working harder than everyone else. It was about identifying and executing along the path of least resistance in their market. Another compelling example is how early cryptocurrency adopters recognized the inefficiencies in traditional financial systems. Those who understood the natural flow of money toward more efficient solutions positioned themselves early in this new market, leading to extraordinary wealth creation opportunities. They didn't necessarily work harder than traditional financial professionals. They simply aligned themselves with an emerging efficient path for value transfer. The smart shortcut approach to wealth creation also involves understanding leverage points in existing systems. These are places where small inputs can create outsized returns. Social media influencers demonstrate this by building large followings and then monetizing their audience's attention through various channels. They've identified a leverage point where content creation can be scaled efficiently across millions of viewers. However, finding these smart shortcuts requires developing a different mindset than traditional work, harder approaches. It involves training yourself to see systems and opportunities rather than just tasks and problems. Successful entrepreneurs often describe having an aha moment when they realize there's a simpler way to achieve a goal that others are reaching through more complicated means. One powerful way to identify these shortcuts is to look for areas where people are consistently experiencing friction or frustration. Every complaint in the market represents a potential opportunity for someone who can provide a smoother path. This explains why so many successful businesses are built around eliminating common pain points rather than inventing entirely new concepts. The most effective wealth creators have learned to spot these natural money flows and position themselves accordingly. They understand that working smarter isn't just a cliché. It's a precise strategy that involves identifying and utilizing existing pathways where money naturally wants to flow. By developing this awareness and actively seeking high-leverage opportunities, anyone can begin to tap into these same wealth creation principles. Lesson 2. Systems beat hard work every time. The most successful people understand a fundamental truth. Working harder isn't the answer. Working smarter through systems is. Systems are the ultimate force multiplier, allowing you to achieve exponentially more with less effort, while others exhaust themselves climbing the ladder of success one rung at a time. System builders install escalators that carry them effortlessly upward. Consider the contrast between a traditional small business owner and a systems-oriented entrepreneur. The traditional owner works 80-hour weeks, handling everything from customer service to accounting. They're trapped in the cycle of trading time for money. The systems entrepreneur, however, invests time upfront to create automated processes that handle these tasks automatically. They might spend 3 months building a customer service chatbot, setting up automated billing, and creating standard operating procedures. But once complete, these systems run 24/7 without requiring their presence. Automation is the cornerstone of modern wealth creation. Every repetitive task in your business or investment strategy should be evaluated for automation potential. Email responses, social media posts, invoice generation, inventory management, and even basic decision-making can be automated using today's technology. The key is identifying which tasks deliver the most value when automated. Start with processes that are time-consuming, repetitive, and prone to human error. Building scalable processes requires a shift in mindset. Instead of asking, "How can I do this task?" ask, "How can I create a system that does this task?" This might involve documenting procedures, implementing software solutions, or hiring and training others to manage the system. The goal is to create processes that can handle 10x or 100x your current volume without requiring proportionally more resources. Passive income structures represent the ultimate expression of systems thinking. These are carefully designed mechanisms that generate revenue with minimal ongoing intervention. Real estate investment trusts, REITs, dividend-paying stocks, content creation platforms, and automated e-commerce stores are all examples of passive income systems. The initial setup requires significant effort, but once established, these systems can generate income for years or decades with minimal maintenance. Creating self-running systems isn't about completely removing yourself from the equation. It's about positioning yourself as the system architect rather than the system operator. Your role becomes optimizing and improving the system rather than running it day to day. This might mean analyzing performance metrics, making strategic adjustments, or identifying new opportunities for automation. The power of systems extends beyond business operations to personal wealth building. Automated investment strategies, systematic saving plans, and algorithmic trading are all examples of personal finance systems that can build wealth while you sleep. These systems remove emotional decision-making and ensure consistent execution of your wealth-building strategy. Time becomes your most valuable asset when you embrace systems thinking. Instead of spending hours on routine tasks, you can focus on high-level strategy, relationship building, and identifying new opportunities. This is how system builders can achieve in months what might take others years through traditional hard work alone. No system is perfect from the start. The key is to begin with simple systems and gradually refine them based on real-world performance. Start by automating one small aspect of your business or investment strategy, then expand from there. Each improvement compounds over time, creating an increasingly efficient and profitable operation. The true power of systems lies in their ability to compound results. While hard work yields linear returns, systems can generate exponential growth. A well-designed system not only saves time and reduces errors, but also creates opportunities for scaling that would be impossible through manual effort alone. This is the secret that separates the ultra-wealthy from the merely hard-working. They understand that systems, not sweat, are the real path to sustainable wealth. Lesson 3. Rich people share secret patterns. Wealth rarely happens by accident. After studying thousands of millionaires and their journeys to financial success, clear patterns emerge that separate the wealthy from everyone else. These patterns form a blueprint that anyone can follow to build substantial wealth. The first pattern that stands out is the wealthy's relationship with time. Millionaires view time as their most precious asset, far more valuable than money itself. They understand that while money can be earned back, time is irreplaceable. This mindset leads them to make decisions that maximize their time leverage, often choosing to invest in solutions or people that can multiply their productivity rather than trying to do everything themselves. Another crucial pattern is their approach to decision-making. Wealthy individuals tend to make decisions based on long-term value rather than short-term costs. When presented with an opportunity, they calculate the potential return on investment over years or decades, not just months. This explains why they often invest heavily in their education, relationships, and personal development, areas that compound in value over time. The wealthy also share a distinct pattern in their relationship networks. They purposefully cultivate connections with other successful individuals, understanding that their net worth is directly influenced by their network. This isn't about superficial networking. It's about building genuine relationships with people who share similar ambitions and values. These relationships often lead to opportunities, partnerships, and insights that wouldn't be available otherwise. Risk management emerges as another common pattern. Contrary to popular belief, wealthy individuals aren't typically big risk takers. Instead, they're calculated risk managers who thoroughly understand their downside before making moves. They often have multiple income streams and investments, ensuring that no single failure can devastate their wealth. This diversification pattern provides them with both security and opportunities for growth. The wealth-building framework most millionaires follow includes regular habit patterns that might seem small but compound significantly over time. They typically wake up early, dedicate time to learning daily, and maintain strict financial disciplines. Many track their expenses meticulously, not because they're frugal, but because they understand that awareness leads to better decisions. A fascinating pattern among the wealthy is their relationship with failure. They view failures as data points rather than defeats. This mindset allows them to take more calculated risks and learn quickly from mistakes. They understand that each failure brings them closer to success if they extract the right lessons. The wealthy also share a pattern in their approach to market opportunities. They stay informed about market trends and position themselves where growth is likely to occur. This often means they're early adopters of new technologies or business models, giving them a significant advantage over latecomers. Their information consumption patterns differ markedly from the average person. While most people spend time consuming entertainment, the wealthy devote significant time to studying their industry, understanding economic trends, and learning from other successful individuals. They often read extensively, attend high-level conferences, and seek out mentors who can accelerate their learning. Perhaps most importantly, wealthy individuals share a pattern of thinking big while starting small. They understand that wealth is built through a series of strategic moves, each building upon the last. They're patient with the process, but impatient with results, constantly pushing for progress while understanding that sustainable wealth takes time to build. These patterns aren't coincidental. They're the result of successful behaviors and mindsets that have been proven time and time again. By recognizing and implementing these patterns in your own life, you can significantly increase your chances of building substantial wealth. The key is not just to understand these patterns, but to integrate them into your daily routine until they become second nature. Lesson 4. Copy success, don't reinvent it. The path to wealth creation doesn't require revolutionary innovation or groundbreaking discoveries. Some of the most successful people in history built their fortunes by carefully studying and adapting existing successful models. This approach, known as success modeling or pattern replication, is both efficient and effective. The first step in copying success is identifying the right models to follow. Look for individuals or businesses that have achieved the specific results you desire. Study their journey, decisions, and strategies in detail. The key is to focus not just on their current success, but to understand the steps they took to get there. Many successful people openly share their methods through books, interviews, and social media. These resources provide valuable insights into their thinking processes and decision-making patterns. When reverse engineering success, break down complex achievements into smaller, manageable components. For instance, if someone built a successful e-commerce business, examine their product selection criteria, marketing strategies, customer service approach, and operational systems. Each element can be studied and adapted to your situation. This methodical deconstruction helps you understand the fundamental principles behind their success rather than just mimicking surface-level actions. Legal and ethical considerations are paramount when modeling success. The goal is not to copy intellectual property or proprietary information, but to understand and adapt the underlying principles and strategies. This might involve studying public information, analyzing publicly available data, or reaching out directly to successful individuals for mentorship and guidance. Many successful people are willing to share their knowledge with those who approach them respectfully and demonstrate genuine interest in learning. Adaptation is crucial in success modeling. What works in one context may need modification to succeed in another. Consider market conditions, available resources, and your unique circumstances when adapting successful strategies. This might mean starting on a smaller scale, using different tools, or adjusting the approach to fit your market. The key is to maintain the core principles while customizing the execution to your situation. Technology and digital tools have made success modeling more accessible than ever. Social media platforms, online courses, and digital communities provide unprecedented access to successful individuals and their methods. Use these resources to study multiple success stories and identify common patterns and principles that can be applied to your journey. Success leaves clues in the form of repeatable patterns and processes. Pay attention to how successful people structure their time, make decisions, and respond to challenges. These patterns often reveal underlying principles that can be applied across different industries and situations. For example, many successful entrepreneurs share common habits like early morning routines, regular reading, and strategic networking. Implementation is where many people falter in the success modeling process. Start with small, manageable steps rather than trying to copy everything at once. Test and refine different aspects of the model, measuring results and adjusting as needed. This iterative approach allows you to build confidence and competence gradually while maintaining momentum toward your goals. Success modeling is not about becoming a carbon copy of someone else. The goal is to accelerate your progress by learning from others' experiences and avoiding common pitfalls. Your unique perspective and abilities will naturally lead to innovations and improvements on the original model. This combination of proven strategies and personal innovation often leads to the most sustainable success. Success modeling also extends to team building and organizational development. Study how successful companies structure their operations, manage their teams, and scale their businesses. These organizational patterns can be particularly valuable when building your own enterprise or leading teams. The most successful organizations often share common characteristics in their culture, systems, and leadership approaches. Lesson 5. Wealth likes hidden shortcuts. The greatest opportunities for wealth creation often exist in places where others aren't looking. These hidden shortcuts represent market inefficiencies and untapped potential that savvy entrepreneurs and investors can leverage for substantial gains. The key is understanding that wealth doesn't always flow through conventional channels. It often moves through lesser-known pathways that most people overlook. Consider the story of Marcus, who discovered that certain collectible items were consistently undervalued on local marketplace apps compared to specialized collector websites. He built a 7-figure business simply by identifying these pricing disparities and acting as an intermediary. This form of arbitrage represents one of the many hidden shortcuts that exist in today's interconnected marketplace. Market inefficiencies present themselves in various forms. Sometimes they appear in regulatory gaps where new technologies or business models emerge before regulations catch up. Early cryptocurrency adopters took advantage of this, as did many e-commerce pioneers who recognized the potential of online selling before it became mainstream. These opportunities still exist today, particularly in emerging technologies like artificial intelligence, blockchain, and renewable energy. Hidden shortcuts also manifest in information asymmetry. Those who possess specialized knowledge or access to specific data can identify opportunities that others miss. Real estate investors often profit from this by knowing about upcoming development plans or zoning changes before they become public knowledge. Similarly, some entrepreneurs build successful businesses by simply connecting different markets that don't typically interact with each other. Untapped resources represent another category of hidden shortcuts. These might be underutilized assets, overlooked talent pools, or neglected market segments. Consider how many successful businesses have been built by serving markets that larger companies deemed too small or unprofitable. These niches often contain hidden gems of opportunity that can be extremely lucrative when approached correctly. The digital age has created numerous hidden shortcuts through online arbitrage opportunities. Price differences between various online marketplaces, international markets, and different customer segments can be exploited through automated systems. Some entrepreneurs have built substantial wealth simply by identifying and acting on these price disparities at scale. Geography also plays a role in hidden shortcuts. Many successful entrepreneurs have found wealth by bringing proven business models from one region to another. Others have profited by connecting manufacturers in one country with consumers in another, essentially acting as a bridge between markets that wouldn't otherwise meet. Another form of hidden shortcut lies in timing. Being early to trends or market shifts can create enormous opportunities. This doesn't mean being first. Often, the most successful entrepreneurs are those who enter a market just as it's beginning to gain mainstream attention, learning from the mistakes of the pioneers while still capitalizing on early-stage growth. The key to finding these hidden shortcuts is developing a keen eye for inefficiencies and opportunities that others miss. This often requires thinking differently about familiar situations and being willing to explore unconventional paths. It's about asking questions like, why does this process work this way? Or what connection is missing here? Successful entrepreneurs often create wealth by solving problems that exist in plain sight, but that others have accepted as normal. They recognize that every inefficiency, every friction point, and every disconnected market represents a potential opportunity for profit. These hidden shortcuts aren't always obvious. They require careful observation, market research, and often specialized knowledge or expertise to identify and exploit. Hidden shortcuts aren't about finding get-rich-quick schemes or taking advantage of others. They're about identifying legitimate market opportunities that haven't yet been fully optimized or exploited. The most successful practitioners of this approach create value while capitalizing on these opportunities, ensuring their success is sustainable and scalable. Lesson 6. Smart moves beat busy moves. The modern hustle culture has created a dangerous illusion that being constantly busy equals being productive and successful. This couldn't be further from the truth. The most successful individuals understand that strategic thinking and calculated actions far outweigh endless activity. They recognize that working longer hours doesn't necessarily translate to greater success. It's about working smarter and focusing on high-impact activities that move the needle. Consider the story of Sarah, a software developer who spent years working 80-hour weeks at her startup, constantly adding new features and fixing minor bugs. Meanwhile, her competitor Lisa focused solely on the core features that users actually needed and spent her extra time on marketing and building strategic partnerships. Within 2 years, Lisa's company was acquired for millions, while Sarah's startup struggled to gain traction. The difference wasn't in hours worked, it was in the strategic allocation of time and energy. Time leverage is the fundamental principle that separates the ultra-successful from the perpetually busy. This means identifying activities that produce exponential returns rather than linear ones. For instance, spending an hour crafting a system that automates your email responses is far more valuable than spending that hour manually responding to emails. The initial time investment creates ongoing returns, multiplying your effectiveness without requiring additional input. One of the most powerful aspects of strategic thinking is the elimination of unnecessary work. This isn't about cutting corners. It's about identifying and removing activities that don't contribute meaningfully to your goals. Warren Buffett famously uses a 2-list strategy. Write down your top 25 goals, circle the top 5, and then avoid the other 20 at all costs. This brutal prioritization ensures that energy is directed only toward the most impactful objectives. High-impact activities often share common characteristics. They're scalable, they create long-term value, and they often feel uncomfortable because they push you out of your comfort zone. For example, spending time building relationships with industry leaders might feel less productive than answering emails, but the potential return on that investment is exponentially higher. One strong connection could open doors that years of busy work couldn't unlock. The concept of leverage points is crucial in understanding smart moves versus busy moves. These are places in complex systems where small changes can produce big results. In business, this might mean focusing on improving your product's viral coefficient rather than making incremental improvements to your website's design. In investing, it could mean studying market patterns to identify optimal entry points rather than constantly trading. Strategic thinking also involves understanding opportunity costs. Every hour spent on low-value tasks is an hour not spent on potential gain. Changers. This means learning to say no to good opportunities to save energy for great ones. It means delegating or eliminating tasks that others can do, so you can focus on activities that only you can do. The implementation of smart moves requires a shift in mindset. Instead of asking, "What should I do next?" ask what will create the most value with the least effort. Instead of jumping into action, take time to step back and analyze the situation. This might feel counterintuitive in a world that celebrates constant motion, but it's the key to achieving extraordinary results with ordinary effort. Smart moves often look deceptively simple from the outside. When you see someone achieve overnight success, you're usually witnessing the culmination of carefully planned strategic moves that weren't immediately visible. The smartest entrepreneurs spend more time thinking and planning than doing. They know that execution without strategy is just busy work in disguise. By focusing on smart moves over busy moves, you position yourself to achieve more with less effort. This isn't about working less. It's about ensuring that every hour you spend working creates maximum impact. In the game of wealth creation, the winners aren't those who move the most pieces, but those who make the most strategic moves. Lesson 7. Money follows clever solutions. In a world filled with complex problems, those who make millions are often the ones who find elegantly simple solutions. The secret lies not in working harder, but in developing an eye for identifying problems that others haven't solved effectively and creating innovative shortcuts to address them. The most successful entrepreneurs understand that wealth naturally gravitates toward those who can solve problems more efficiently than anyone else. Problem solving for profit begins with training yourself to see opportunities where others see obstacles. Consider the story of Sarah Blakely, who turned the simple problem of uncomfortable shapewear into a billion-dollar empire with Spanx. She didn't invent an entirely new category of clothing. She simply improved upon existing solutions in a way that resonated with millions of women. This exemplifies how solving even seemingly small problems can lead to substantial wealth creation. Innovation shortcuts don't necessarily mean creating something completely new. Often, the most profitable solutions come from combining existing ideas in novel ways or applying solutions from one industry to problems in another. Take Uber, for instance. The company didn't invent cars, drivers, or mobile phones. They simply connected these existing elements in a new way that solved a universal transportation problem. This approach to innovation requires less time and resources than developing completely new technologies or products. Market gap identification is a crucial skill that wealthy problem solvers possess. They develop a keen sense for spotting areas where current solutions fall short or where no solutions exist at all. This often involves listening carefully to complaints and frustrations expressed by specific groups of people. When you hear the same complaints repeatedly, you've likely discovered a market gap that could be transformed into a profitable opportunity. The most successful problem. Solvers also understand the importance of timing. Sometimes, the technology or social conditions needed to make a solution viable don't exist yet. Netflix recognized this when they started with DVD, mail service, but kept their eye on streaming technology. They knew digital delivery would eventually become feasible, and they positioned themselves to capitalize on this future solution when the time was right. Value creation strategies in problem. Solving extend beyond just fixing issues. They involve creating solutions that scale efficiently. The most profitable solutions are those that can be replicated or distributed widely without requiring proportional increases in effort or resources. Software solutions exemplify this principle perfectly, as they can be distributed to millions of users at virtually no additional cost per user. Another key aspect of profitable problem solving is understanding that the size of the reward often correlates with the difficulty or universality of the problem being solved. Jeff Bezos became one of the world's wealthiest individuals by solving a universal problem, making it easier for people to buy things they need. The more people who face a particular problem, the greater the potential market for your solution. Smart problem. Solvers also know how to leverage existing infrastructure and resources rather than building everything from scratch. They look for ways to piggyback on established systems, platforms, or networks to deliver their solutions more efficiently. This approach reduces both the time and capital needed to bring solutions to market. The path to wealth through problem. Solving also involves continuous refinement and iteration. The first version of a solution rarely captures the full potential of the opportunity. Successful entrepreneurs constantly gather feedback and improve their solutions based on real-world usage and changing market conditions. This iterative approach helps maintain competitive advantages and creates barriers to entry for potential competitors. The most valuable solutions often come from personal experience with problems. Your own frustrations and challenges can be the seeds of profitable opportunities. Pay attention to the problems you encounter in your daily life, work, or industry. Your unique perspective and understanding of these issues could lead to solutions that others haven't considered. Lesson 8. Winners know the unwritten rules. The most successful people in any industry understand that formal education and official rulebooks only tell part of the story. The real power lies in mastering the unwritten rules, those unspoken principles and practices that separate the extraordinary from the merely competent. These hidden dynamics govern everything from deal-making to relationship building, and understanding them can dramatically accelerate your path to wealth. Consider how venture capitalists actually make investment decisions. While they publicly discuss metrics, market size, and growth potential, many deals are won or lost based on subtle factors like founder chemistry, pattern matching to previous successes, and trusted backdoor references. The entrepreneurs who grasp these unofficial criteria consistently raise money more effectively than those who only focus on perfecting their pitch decks. The same principle applies across industries. In real estate, top performers know which city officials actually influence permit approvals, regardless of formal titles. They understand when to have informal conversations before submitting official applications and how to structure deals in ways that address unstated concerns. This insider knowledge often proves more valuable than traditional market analysis or negotiation tactics. Corporate advancement also operates on unwritten rules. While companies tout merit-based promotion policies, the reality often involves building the right informal relationships, understanding power dynamics between departments, and knowing which projects truly matter to key decision. Executives who master these unofficial principles tend to rise faster than those who simply excel at their stated job duties. The technology industry particularly thrives on insider knowledge. Successful founders know which angel investors can lead to better venture capital introductions, which accelerator programs carry genuine prestige, and which potential acquirers are secretly building competing products. This intelligence rarely appears in public forums, but consistently influences outcomes. Even traditional investment markets operate on unspoken principles. Experienced traders understand how major players tend to position themselves, which news sources move markets before official announcements, and how to read between the lines of corporate communications. These subtle indicators often prove more profitable than conventional technical or fundamental analysis. The key to accessing these hidden dynamics is building genuine relationships with industry insiders. This doesn't mean superficial networking, but rather developing authentic connections with people who understand how your chosen field really works. These relationships reveal the true decision-making criteria, unofficial evaluation standards, and hidden opportunities that drive success. Smart players also study the patterns of highly successful people in their industry, not just their public statements, but their actual behaviors. Notice who they spend time with, how they structure deals, and especially what they do differently from the mainstream. These observed patterns often reveal the unwritten rules more clearly than any explicit advice. It's essential to understand that unwritten rules aren't about finding unfair advantages or cutting ethical corners. Instead, they represent the accumulated wisdom of how complex systems actually function in practice, beyond theoretical frameworks. This knowledge allows you to work more effectively within existing structures while creating maximum value for all parties involved. The most successful people typically combine mastery of both written and unwritten rules. They maintain impeccable professional standards while understanding the unofficial dynamics that influence outcomes. This dual expertise allows them to navigate opportunities more effectively than competitors who only see part of the picture. The path to learning these unwritten rules requires patience, observation, and genuine relationship building. You'll need to earn trust, demonstrate discretion, and prove your ability to operate effectively within unofficial frameworks. But the investment in understanding these hidden dynamics consistently pays extraordinary returns for those willing to learn and apply them appropriately. Lesson 9. Fast paths exist for everything. The world of success and achievement has always had fast tracks and shortcuts, though they're not always obvious at first glance. In every field, from business to education to personal development, accelerated paths exist for those who know where to look. The key is understanding that these rapid routes aren't about cutting corners. They're about maximizing efficiency and leveraging existing resources to achieve results more quickly. Accelerated learning has become a cornerstone of rapid success in today's fast-paced world. Traditional education often takes years, but modern methods allow ambitious individuals to compress learning timelines dramatically. Consider how polyglots master languages in months rather than years by focusing on high-frequency words and immersive techniques. The same principles apply to business skills, technical capabilities, and professional expertise. Instead of following conventional paths, successful people identify the crucial 20 of knowledge that delivers 80 of results and focus intensively on mastering those elements. Growth hacking represents another fast path that successful entrepreneurs use to scale their businesses rapidly. Rather than following traditional marketing playbooks, growth hackers experiment with creative, low-cost strategies to acquire customers and expand market reach. They might leverage social media algorithms, create viral loops, or tap into existing networks to achieve exponential growth. These techniques often produce results in weeks that might take years through conventional methods. Rapid implementation strategies separate successful entrepreneurs from dreamers. While many people get stuck in planning mode, fast-track achievers use minimum viable products and quick iterations to launch quickly and improve based on real feedback. They understand that speed of execution often matters more than perfection. This approach allows them to capture market opportunities while others are still fine, tuning their plans. Quick win opportunities exist in every market, but they require a keen eye and swift action. Successful people actively scan for these opportunities, whether it's undervalued assets, emerging trends, or market gaps that can be quickly filled. They develop systems to identify and evaluate these opportunities rapidly, often creating decision frameworks that allow them to act within days or even hours when favorable conditions arise. The digital age has created unprecedented opportunities for fast-track success. Online platforms, automation tools, and global connectivity mean that businesses can be built and scaled faster than ever before. Smart entrepreneurs leverage these tools to automate routine tasks, reach global markets instantly, and create systems that work while they sleep. They understand that technology isn't just about efficiency. It's about creating multiplication factors for their efforts. Networking and relationship building have their own fast tracks. Instead of gradually building connections one by one, successful people leverage existing networks and create value in ways that attract high-level relationships naturally. They might host events, create content platforms, or build communities that position them at the center of valuable networks almost overnight. Knowledge acquisition has been revolutionized by modern tools and techniques. Successful people don't rely solely on traditional reading and studying. They use speed reading techniques, audio learning during commutes, and specialized apps that optimize retention. They also seek out mentors and experts who can compress years of experience into actionable insights delivered in hours or days. The fast path often involves strategic positioning rather than pure effort. Successful individuals look for ways to place themselves at the intersection of multiple opportunities, creating situations where success becomes almost inevitable. They might choose emerging industries, position themselves as experts in nascent fields, or create platforms that benefit from multiple growth trends simultaneously. The key to finding and utilizing fast paths lies in maintaining a flexible, opportunistic mindset while staying grounded in solid principles. It's about recognizing that while shortcuts exist, they still require intelligent effort and strategic thinking. The most successful people combine rapid implementation with smart strategy, creating a powerful approach that delivers results far faster than traditional methods while building sustainable long-term success. Lesson 10. Success leaves secret trails. Throughout history, every significant achievement has left behind a trail of breadcrumbs that others can follow. These trails aren't always obvious, but they exist for those who know how to spot them. The ability to recognize and decode these success patterns is perhaps one of the most valuable skills you can develop on your journey to wealth. Success trails manifest in various forms, from market trends and consumer behavior patterns to technological adoption curves and business model evolution. Take the rise of e-commerce giants like Amazon. Before becoming a global powerhouse, Amazon's early success left trails that indicated the massive potential of online retail. Those who recognized these signals early, the rapid adoption of internet shopping, changing consumer preferences, and the efficiency of digital distribution, were able to build successful businesses in adjacent spaces or related markets. Pattern recognition in success stories goes beyond simply observing what worked. It requires understanding the underlying principles that made something successful and identifying which elements can be replicated in different contexts. Consider how Netflix transformed from a DVD by mail service to a streaming giant. The trail they left showed how content delivery was evolving, and smart entrepreneurs used these signals to create successful businesses in the streaming and content creation space. The breadcrumbs leading to wealth often appear in unexpected places. They might be hidden in regulatory changes, technological advancements, or shifting demographic trends. For instance, the rise of cryptocurrency wasn't just about Bitcoin. It left trails pointing to opportunities in blockchain technology, digital payments, and decentralized finance. Those who followed these trails early were able to position themselves advantageously in these emerging markets. Decoding success signals requires a combination of observation, analysis, and intuition. It means paying attention to not just what successful people say, but what they do. Watch where smart money is flowing, notice which industries are attracting talent, and observe which business models are being replicated across different sectors. These signals often point to emerging opportunities before they become obvious to the mainstream. Creating your success map involves more than just following others' trails. It requires synthesizing multiple patterns and adapting them to your unique circumstances and goals. Think of it as creating a personal roadmap that incorporates the best elements of various success trails while accounting for your specific strengths, resources, and market conditions. The most valuable trails often lie in the subtle shifts and changes that precede major market movements. For example, before the boom in remote work technology, there were early indicators in changing workplace attitudes, advances in communication technology, and evolving management philosophies. Those who recognized these signals early were able to build or invest in solutions that would later become essential. The key to leveraging success trails is maintaining a balance between learning from the past and innovating for the future. While these trails can guide you, blindly following them won't guarantee success. The most successful entrepreneurs use these patterns as a foundation, while adding their own unique insights and adaptations to create something new and valuable. Success trails aren't always about grand innovations or disruptions. Sometimes they're found as simple improvements to existing systems, better ways of serving customers, or more efficient methods of doing business. The trail to wealth often lies in recognizing and acting on these seemingly modest but significant opportunities. By developing your ability to spot and interpret success trails, you're essentially gaining access to a roadmap that others have paid dearly to create. This skill, combined with the ability to act on these insights, forms a powerful framework for creating wealth and achieving your financial goals. The trails are there. Your job is to find them, understand them, and use them to chart your own path to success.